Hey guys, Nick Eilerman here. Welcome to Evergreen, Colorado. We're at the Adventure Van Expo, and we're going to take a look at a couple of vans. Hey guys, we're here with Matt with AVC Rig. If you've seen some videos in the past, we have put the flooring system in Thomas's van, so that's Marine 1. So that is the 3-section flooring system with the integrated insulation. But Matt's got a van here that we're going to tour and show a little bit of his layout.
Yeah, thanks. Hi everybody, Matt here for AVC. This is my family's van, so it's a high roof 148 Ford Transit. It is built for a family of 4, so there's 4 of us in here. It is our show vehicle as well, and it's the one we're building on our YouTube channel. So if you've seen our channel, we've been kind of building along and showing you how to build the systems, things like that. So we're currently missing a sink that's going to be one of our upcoming videos.
Nice.
Sink and water system. We're going to integrate hot water into the vehicle. And then we have a complete power system back here by Victron, 400 amp hour lithium ion battery system, 200 watts of solar up there on our AVC roof rack rig. And then interior has our complete interior base package. This has our overhead cabinets that we make here too. So we manufacture all these on site in Loveland at our shop. Everything's built out of Baltic birch and bolts into your Ford Transit system. All of our vehicle controls are here centrally located. And then in the back we have continued storage. And on the opposite side we have these hanging bags. These come from Campo bags or from Van Wife Components. They're super nice because we can lift them up out of the van, pack them in the house, and then we can bring them back out in the van and just hang them up and get everything up there and stored.
Van Wife Components is also attached to the back of that?
Pardon me?
The Van Wife Components, that track that you have in the back?
Yeah. The J-Track here is by Van Wife Components. We get that from them.
Cool.
And then that's their hanging bag in the back. So
Perfect.
Both of these bag systems fit into those.
Nice.
And then this is our electric bed lift here as well. So if we hit the button, this will raise it up and out of our way so we can manage all of our cargo underneath. It has crush protection in both directions, so it's not going to squish the kids or squish any of your prized mountain bikes, stuff like that. But it does get it up and out of our way. So if we want to get underneath here and load the mountain bikes and stuff like that, we can do that. And it makes maintaining our cargo system in the back really easy, so we can get back here, maintain our water system, and maintain our power system.
You guys, what's also nice is the panel systems. You have the panel systems to upholster if you want to do that DIY.
Yep.
Then you got the flooring system, which that's probably one of your most popular
It is. The
products.
flooring system is our most popular product by far. We sell lots of wall kits, and we also have a paper pattern for our wall kit. So if you're trying to save some bucks and source your material locally, you can do that yourself. We also started doing these interior pockets for all the walls, so we sell the little frames for these so you can make them super easy.
Nice.
You see I got my kids storytime books here. And then we can keep our window shades tucked nicely behind our pill windows here on the side. Just super convenient place to keep those window shades.
Yeah, we use the paper templates on the current van that we're building, and those are really nice.
Awesome.
Because if you're going to hack the floor up a lot, you don't want to buy
I
a
agree.
system and then cut a bunch of it away. So that's been really helpful.
We have a new product we're launching that's an insulation only system. So if you want to put your own subfloor in or do a radiant heat on the floor or something like that, it's just the insulation. Ships a lot cheaper and a lot faster to you. So it's just a nice option for people. We try to offer different options at different budget price points.
Gotcha. Anything on the outside of the van?
Yeah, we can take a look on the outside for sure.
And we're going to look at the top platform.
So this is our medium roof Ford Transit roof rack, and then has our modular decking system. So these panels are 58 inches wide, so they'll fit our roof rack as well as the flatline roof rack if you happen to have a roof rack by them already. These are going to mount up to them, and we made them a universal fit. And then they're 12 inches wide, so you can just put in as many as will fit on your roof rack around all your solar and rooftop fans, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this one's got 6 panels, 200 watts of solar, and a max air fan.
Gotcha. And what's the diameter, the width on this? Of the panel?
The panel is 58, the roof rack is 60.25.
Gotcha. Perfect. That's nice. All right. Love it.
And you can deck flex when you're in the van show.
Get the lawn chairs out there.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular on the inside of this one that's different?
This has our manual bed system, what we call our seasonally adjustable height bed. So our other van has the electric bed lift system. This is our seasonally adjustable height bed, so it keys into these vertical towers here on the sides.
Yep.
So we pull the bed panels out, move our bed to a new height, and then put all of our panels back in. And the idea is that in the summer we want a high bed so we can put our mountain bikes inside, and then wintertime we're carrying skis and smaller gear. So we can bring the bed down, and then we're going to be spending more time in the van too because it's cold outside. So that way the bed comes down, it kind of adjusts with our gear in the season, and we gain a little bit of that space back to hang out more comfortably during the winter.
Perfect, perfect. And for the seats that you're using,
Yeah.
what are you recommending for as far as how you're doing the seats and installing them?
Yeah, so these seats are by JMG, which is, or JMG Systems. They're a seat manufacturer out of Southern California, and they do a DOT-rated seat system. So we put in their base plate, which is this big metal plate that mounts through the floor of your van, and that's the DOT-rated magic part of it. Then we cut our subfloor over the top of it, so it's totally integrated below the level of our subfloor, so we get a super clean finish on the inside of the van. And then our seats can bolt in and out of them if we need to. So if I need to use this van to haul a bunch of lumber or something like that, I'm working on my basement or whatever, I can pull the seats out with just a few bolts, and then I have a complete interior of a cargo van again, which is pretty sweet. And these adjust and they spin. Again, they're DOT rated, so it's pretty nice. And then I use the same seats in my van. I just don't have the rotations and stuff like that on mine.
Yeah. One thing I want to show you guys is the ABC rig, this back side to the passenger seat. So it's angled so that it actually makes up for that space that's kind of unusable, and you kind of have a nice clean finish to your heater if you want to do that.
We also sorry.
Go ahead.
We also sell it in a blank. So if you want to, a lot of people put their breakers and things like that here, and they can make a switch panel out of that or a control center for it. So it just kind of opens up the options for it.
So it just gave me an idea. I might do that.
Yeah,
I might do that.
Awesome.
Because I have the Blue Sea Systems AC breaker.
Okay. Yeah.
And it might be good to just like pop it right there.
Close at hand. It's always right there, you know.
Because I don't really have a place in the back for it right now.
And that's, you know, it's a challenge in a van like this where I don't have an overhead cabinet. Where do I put the light switches? Where do I put the controller? And actually, we built this van before we built this product. So this is a late addition to the van. And in hindsight, I for sure would have put my switches there. Because how nice would it be to be able to hit my lights from right here?
Yeah, because usually it's like almost standing height. It's just a nice, comfortable boom.
Or like run your awning light from it or something like that. You know, it would be pretty sweet.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is a crew, right?
Yeah, we built this van on our channel. We did like a real quick build on it, and we showed you the entire process from start to finish. Some of the unique challenges that you encounter when building a crew van.
Yeah, so we can kick it off. Your roof rack, I believe, is one of the wider ones.
That's right.
So I think others like stop at 58 inches wide. So yours is
It's just over 60. It's like 60 and a quarter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we designed it to fit a rooftop tent. So a little while ago, or on my daily driver, I have a roof nest, and it's 60 inches wide. And I designed it so that the roof nest would actually fit in between the blades of the roof rack, and we can drop it down. That way it's ultra low profile mounted in there. So it's halfway sunken into the sides of the roof rack. It also fits 2 100-watt solar panels and the fan all next to each other side by side, and we get all those solar panels mounted below the height of the roof rack. So there's 200 watts of solar up there, you can't even see it right now.
Gotcha. Is there a particular brand that fits that? Like, is it Rich or
Zamp panel will fit in there, a Renogy panel will fit in there. Renogy's typically our go-to panel. It's just a pretty good price point.
Yeah.
But the Zamp makes a lot of good options. And then there was one from Expion that actually is really nice, and it'll fit perpendicular. So it fills the entire width of the roof rack, and I think it's a 175-watt panel, which is a pretty good size panel.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for the walkthrough.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
All right.
We'll see you on the YouTube.
See ya. All right, we're over at another van tour here. We have Garen. Garen, tell me what your van is and who you're with, and yeah, we'll do a little tour on this van.
Sweet. So our company is Spark Adventures, and this is our 170 Sprinter build. And the our whole concept for the van was to keep the design first, and then build functionality to design without compromising the design ever.
Sure.
Right. So we've been in real estate forever, and we like mid-century Japanese, Scandinavian design.
Yeah.
So we've seen a couple vans that had
I can
similar
tell.
thing. Yeah. And so we also love to cook. So so the main kind of innovative things that we do, or unique things we do, is our beam and slat system. This is all built into the structure of the Sprinter. And there's beams here, slats, and then our lighting and paneling. It all locks together and creates our internal structure. So once we have the internal structure, we can do things like our bed system. And it slides out to sleep under the stars, which we really like to do.
Awesome. Yeah, we can swing around back after we do the inside.
Yeah, and then it slides forward, and then you can tilt it up. And it's got little wheels on the back that you can extend with that button. And then it's a recliner, and it locks into place so you can drive like this. And then for counter space, we can put this all the way up. Lock that in. And we got panels here, so then our counter space is here. So for when we're dining, we can pull this out.
Yeah, there's a lot of room.
Yeah, a lot of room. So when you have a plate here, you can still put all your food and everything. Over here, we'll play games. So this has turned out really great. This also, when it's reclined like this and pushed out the back, has you reclining out the back and looking out the back of the van, which is really sweet.
So this is almost like a backrest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a backrest, and you can recline it to whatever angle you want based on where you're putting the back of the bed. Because our idea of adventuring, like we don't own a mountain bike or snow skis or anything. We like to travel around in comfort and cook food and hang out with friends. And so this was really built for this, right?
Nice.
Just hang out and connect with people. And we've been building this for a year and a half, and building it for other people now for just a few months.
Nice.
We also sell kits. So the ceiling kit, ceilings are pretty tough in these things, as you know, to get beautiful and good lighting and functionality. So we sell this whole thing as a kit, the top piece.
That's great.
So we build it on a jig in our shop, and we get all the lighting put together, put it together, and then deliver it to an upfitter or DIY person.
Yeah.
So if you want a ceiling, a lot of people like the functionality, like, wow, so many people are like, oh, I love the ceiling, especially the people that have done vans. They're like, oh, geez.
I want to nerd out on the ceiling here.
Yeah.
So you guys might not be able to see this. I'm going to talk to the camera just for a second, then I'm going to zoom into it. But the Max fan is integrated above the ceiling slats, so it's nice and like incognito. And then there's strip light right here.
Yeah.
And then, is that Pendleton fabric on the roof?
So we have Pendleton fabric on the roof.
There's
and
Pendleton fabric underneath the slats. So, okay, here, I'll show you now.
And if you hit, go ahead.
So, Max fan is hidden. And then, look at the detail of the fabric. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, and at night, because that switch right there is for this middle zone. So we turn this down. So that controls this middle zone.
Gotcha.
And so that's dimmable. And click it again, push it in. It goes red for stargazing, so we can shut them all to stargazing. And hit it again, and now turn it. And then you can set whatever color you want. So at night, this thing just glows with the warmth of the maple and the slats. It's one of our favorite things about it. And all that's custom. We built that lighting system because we couldn't find switches that we thought weren't ugly and the functionality that we wanted.
Gotcha. So did you take the RGB and then like do like individual?
So they're assignable RGB lights with soft light. So there's LEDs with the RGB, and then next to it, it's got a soft white.
Gotcha.
And so that's all being controlled with an Arduino computer that we programmed. So we have a computer in there as the brain. Yeah. And our first integration was the LEDs, but then we're also looking at bed actuation and some other things that we might be able to tie into it.
That's great.
So
that's great. Yeah, let's take a look at the back. Yep. And check that out. Yeah, I'll put it.
So it's with the bed pulled all the way in, we can shut the doors. This is what we do, and then if we want to sleep out, we just keep pushing it, and then it's supported by those straps there. And then our garage area, we're still working on it, but we've started working with Snow Peak, the Japanese outfitter.
I'm a huge fan of Snow Peak.
Yeah, and we live in Portland, and their headquarters for North America is in Portland, and one of the best Japanese restaurants in Portland is integrated into their showroom.
No way.
Yeah, so this stuff we go and
that's their new camp kit, right?
Yeah, it's a camp kit, and so we're getting to know like the chefs and how they cook on it, and they do outdoor events where we can go and cook. And so even the charcoal that we're using is from a local company. They supply Michelin star restaurants and almost exclusively wholesale, but you can buy it in Portland in this little market. So kind of integrating all of the Snow Peak stuff into what we're doing, including the tarp is our awning.
Yeah.
But most of the time we don't sit next to the van. Most of the time we find a spot and go into the forest or someplace, and we set this all up. So we're starting to integrate the cubbies and everything to be sized specifically for the Snow Peak stuff to pack in nicely.
And there's no fridge inside. And this, do you have this as fridge freezer?
Fridge freezer. Yeah.
And you find it's just fine to have it in the back?
Yeah, I think we are going to add the smallest the smallest one unit up in front.
Yeah.
Just so that we can have snacks and a beer or something inside. But we cook a lot, so we're usually coming back here. A lot of times we'll take this out and set it on the ground. I'm actually going to make an extension and a stand so we can put it over here and have it closer to where we're cooking. But we love this. This works great. It's kind of a pain to pull stuff in and out, but you know. And then our shower system, water system, our water tank's in 20 gallons fresh in there. And then it's plumbed over to here to feed the water heater, comes back into here, and then feeds up to the sink or the shower.
Yeah. And for power, what kind of system do you have put together?
We have a really minimal system. Ours is 200 watt solar, 200 amp hour. And but for what because we cook, we use an induction burner every once in a while, and we have a kettle every morning for our coffee. So it's a kettle, grinder, this fridge, and that fan and the LEDs.
Yeah.
I have yet to get below 65% or 50%. I mean, we're going to be full at the end of the day today. So we just don't use much power. You know, I could see us, there's a pull towards air conditioning always. So if we end up that route, then the whole thing has to change, obviously.
Perfect. Yeah. Let's check out the snow peak real quick.
Oh yeah, and this stuff is amazing. And we actually started the van design. Was influenced from our connection and Snow Peak stuff, from their showroom to like their stuff. It had an influence on how we even did our design, and so we're now like starting to work with them on like how do we integrate everything into, because they obviously the aesthetic all matches so well.
Exactly,
Right?
I love the aesthetic.
This table actually becomes the backrest for the bench. So it stows. So we're trying to take every element and like integrate it into the design of the van, so that, because storage on the stuff can be, you know, like where do you put this in the van? It's not in the way.
You need to repurpose it if you can.
Yeah, everything repurposed if you can. And all this packs into little cases, just carrying cases, and it all goes into the side of the van there with a strap that holds it in place.
Perfect. Yeah, what's the best way for people to contact you?
Well, we're Spark Adventures, and Spark Adventures. So this Instagram is probably the easiest way.
Nice.
At Spark_Adventures PDX.
Perfect. Garrett, thank you so much for the tour.
Yeah, thank you for interest.
Awesome. All right, that was an excellent tour with Spark Adventures. Love the Snow Peak. I have a lot of Snow Peak stuff when I go hiking. We've got a couple more here. We're just kind of picking and choosing which ones we do. I'm gonna give you guys some B-roll of the event. The weather is incredible. It's about 70 degrees. Oh, check it out. KLR. All right, we went down a back alley. Check this out, guys. We have a old fire truck.
Failures to show. We will probably rumble here. And I don't think
Wow, that's cool. Yeah,
So these are all rig well components. This is the whole entire rig well setup.
it's a conversion kit.
Yeah, so it looks like they said come see me at Rigwell. So this might be one they're trying to sell. Well, I mean, it's over here, yeah. So it looks like this stuff is all the camping and maybe DIY section. So we're gonna walk through here and see if we can get.
I think he broke the mold today with your influencer moment.
That was cool. Yeah.
I was waiting to hear that. I was like, I wonder if anyone recognizes it. It's all electric right here.
Okay, there we go. Then you actually spend less.
Van Smith.
Are the emissions didn't pass for Europe because they're not strict?
Oh, that's like where you put your kiddos.
But I mean,
Yeah. If we yeah.
Set it outside. It's very warm today, huh?
hey guys, we're here with Andrew, Rossmönster Vans, and the interior is really cool. So yeah, take it away.
Cool. Yeah, this is a 2023 Sprinter. It's a 144 all-wheel drive. You can step up in here, but we do all custom stuff, and this is just a showpiece. But we kind of went with a theory of keeping everything open, or a theme of keeping things open, but also a lot of moving parts. So the nice thing is you have like 8 feet of countertop space. This is gonna be walnut butcher block. So it's pretty rare to be in a van and actually have like a usable aisle space and be able to walk around people. It's also nice if you're like cooking dinner, cooking breakfast in here. 2 people can be in here actually working, which is pretty rare. In the back, underneath here, we have all of our system storage, as well as just like additional storage. So systems wise, we've got 600 amp hours of lithium batteries in here. We have 200 watts of solar up on the roof with a 3000 watt inverter. We have a 12 volt AC unit. So off these batteries, you can run for around 30 to 35 hours off the batteries without starting the vehicle, anything. On this side, we've got plumbing. So this van has 40 gallons of fresh water. We also have a heater hot water system. It's hydronic. And we also have a custom in-floor radiant loop off that heater system. So it all pulls off your diesel fuel system, and then you have on-demand heat, hot water, and radiant floor. On this side, we have your Murphy bed. So you have 2 clips here. You pull both those. You step to the side. This folds down. Your mattress stores up in here. It comes down and we hinged it so that it doesn't hit your upper cabinets. It just folds nicely like that. It's gonna be a queen size bed. We have flares, so you have 80 inches of sleeping length. And then in the morning, you can leave all of your bedding set up on this mattress, and it simply folds back and around. You lift it up, and you're back to having all of this open space in the van again.
Nice.
On the driver's side here, we've got a closet in the top, so we'll put shelves in there or hanging space depending on what the eventual buyer of this vehicle wants. And then in the bottom here, we're gonna have a compost toilet on these slides. So 500-pound slides, this piece pulls out, you're gonna sit right on that toilet and then slide it back away when you're done using it.
That's perfect.
So it's nice, it's not gonna take up a lot of space, and it just slides away. On the passenger side, we've got a 4.6, just the Cruise 130 isotherm fridge with a 2-burner induction cooktop. So you don't have any propane on board, everything is electric. And then again, your heater is pulling from your diesel tank. And then sticking with the theme of everything moving, in the front of the van, we've got this bench seat, which is facing sideways at camp currently. And then you can swivel it and have 4 people facing forward when you're driving down the road.
Oh, I see that.
Which is really nice. Typically it's kind of one or the other, but having it swivel keeps everything pretty versatile.
That's great.
And then lastly, on the front here of this passenger cabinet, we have a folding shower. So you twist this handle, it comes down, you have a shower curtain that hooks up to the black, hooks up here in the ceiling. So you step in here, your shower curtain magnetizes in here. You can shower in here with the door closed, or since it's right here in the sliding door, you can also pull this out and use it as an outdoor shower,
That's really convenient.
which is pretty nice. And you again have hot and cold, and all of this is draining into an undermount gray water tank.
Gotcha. So the swivel, that's from Limitless Vans?
Yep, it's a Limitless Van swivel, and then it's a Broad Arrow, the 800 seat.
Broad Arrow, the Wilderness Van stuff?
Yes, yep, exactly.
And then this Tetra Van?
Tetra Van folding shower, yeah. And then we do a little custom lagoon mount there off the swivel base, so it allows you to kind of have a functional table up here in the front.
Is that the hydronic heat?
This is a heater vent, so we have multiple heating zones. We have a heater in here, a heater in the rear, and then again, if you notice, it's tough to tell in the video, but this floor is a little bit taller than a traditional floor.
Yeah, I see that.
Because we have those radiant heat loops.
Oh, you
going
do?
through the floor.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so radiant floor heat in here as well.
And then what's powering that?
The diesel system.
Is it Webasto?
It's hydronic. It's AquaHot is like
AquaHot.
the base heater system for
Gotcha.
it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah.
And then step into the outside. We've got our little exterior folding table here, which is pretty nice. It's nice to kind of extend your camp to the outside, and we're under this awning. We can step up here. So some of the exterior things on here, we've got all aluminous exterior gear with the Fiamma awning. So we've got their new roof rack on here. We have a light bar in the front as well as fog lights off the front bumper. All of that is controlled from the Trigger 6, so it's pretty nice that it can be controlled from an app or from a little mobile remote. So when you're driving down the road, you can hold that remote and just switch things on and off, as opposed to having to like reach and find your switches.
Is it like
every
an
time.
S-Pod type device?
It's similar.
Similar?
Yeah, and I can show you it on the other side too. And then we also have a Victus suspension on this van.
What, is
So-
that the new one that just came out?
Brand new suspension kit. It's a
that's right.
2.65 inch
That
kind of
thing's-
pre-runner
that thing's-
suspension. It's pretty amazing how when you drive one of these things, the difference that you can immediately feel, both from like a performance standpoint, but also just from a safety standpoint.
True.
And certainly stopping power is something that people don't think about. But having a nice tuned suspension like this, you mitigate all of that nosedive, so you have a lot more
Yeah.
stopping power and traction at all four tires.
That's awesome.
Stepping around to the front, a luminous front bumper with their new kind of fog light design here, as opposed to their old one. We've got the big light bar.
Is this
Yeah.
from? Is that Mercedes?
This is the Active Distronic, this thing. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still have all the same like factory features. So Active Distronic Cruise is still active in here. You can add a winch here if you want. We don't have one on this van right now. Coming around, these are the side steps from Illuminous. So they're a little bit more stout than what those previous Nerf bars were.
Yeah.
So there's not as much flex and kind of movement as you step on those. They also changed the design. Before it was 2 bars, and so when dogs would get in here, sometimes their legs would slip through.
Yeah.
So now it's like an actual like perforated step, so you're not going to have any movement there, which is nice.
Excellent.
On the side here, this is a ladder, and this is a little like molly panel for storage. It also makes it so that when people, like when you're out, you can lock it so people can't climb up there. I'll let you climb up there, but it's pretty much from here forward, it's all walkable solar panel. And so you can hang out up there, put chairs up there, do whatever you want. Yeah.
Check it out real quick before we go to the other side. All right, Dominic RTX 2000. And the walkable solar panel, what?
I believe that's a Go Power.
Go power? Okay. Perfect.
And then on the side here, this is our Max Tracks table. So you put Max Tracks right on here to store. And then when you're at camp, you can pull this down and it's like a functional table.
That's so cool.
So it's one, easy storage. You don't have to like crawl up when you're stuck and get those Max Tracks, but you also have dual purpose. And then off the back, we've just got the spare tire ladder carrier, as well as the molly panel with a little storage box there. We have
You can do a 3/4 ton short.
if they want.
Perfect.
If you almost
Awesome.
That was a lot. That was quick.
Yeah, Andrew, thanks so much for the tour.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Hey guys, we're here with Andreas of RRE Global, and I met him about 2 years ago at Adventure Overland Expo East, and builds incredible, what would you call them, like the very big rigs. So
I call them overland vehicles or long journey travel vehicles.
Yeah.
Basically, your home on wheels.
Yeah. So stuff that you could travel across the whole entire world. But also, there's components for vans just like this. And the main thing I wanted to talk about was the flooring system. So this is a specialized flooring system that's been pool tested and certified.
So if you carry your family with you in your van, the most important thing is safety. You don't want that anyone is flying through the windshield. The SmartFlow system is made to retrofit seats in vans. We have pool certificates for Canada and the US. Transit, Sprinter, ProMaster, and Mattress. That means you can basically select a specific floor layout. We are manufacturing the floors in the US. We have the raw materials here. We speak with the customers. We have installation partners all over the US. They speak with the customer. Where do they need it? Where is the kitchen? Where is other stuff to be fixed? We always recommend all heavy stuff to also be fixed in our tracks, batteries, water tanks. After we designed the floor, it's manufactured and shipped to the installation partner. And you see here the tracks, we have different bases. This is the new swivel base. Later we will also show the standard quick release base. And that allows you to basically safely fix the seat on our flooring solution and swivel around to have the seat in the perfect location.
Yeah, and so this is an extruded aluminum floor?
Yes, it's extruded aluminum in different width, so we can position the track where you need it.
Right, and it's a little bit different than a typical floor where you'd have like foam and then wood. This is comes in panels, and they're adhered to the floor.
Yes, the strength is from the adhesive. It's a polyurethane adhesive, and it's basically glued on the high ridges of the van floor and counterbolted in the rear. You can combine it with floor heating very nicely. You have the hollow chambers. That means you can run pipes, you can insulate the hollow chambers, and then you can use a hydronic floor heating system from Rixson, from Van Life Tech, from Elwell. They have a very nice system, the Timberline 2.0 system with 2 different circuits. So that's what we use very often to just run the temperature of the floor in a different way than the rest of the van.
Now, when you made these floor mounts and bracket systems, did you create that because it's directly for your floor?
Yes, in the US you are testing systems. So it's the floor, the base, and the seat in a specific position. We are testing 14 different positions in Sprinter, ProMaster, Transit. In the US, you are not doing a generic test like in Europe, where you just basically pull one time and then you prove that it's all safe. Here, you really put it into a van shell, no engine obviously, but in a van shell, and you are actually testing it in a van in a specific position. So it's a little different than in Europe, and all our products are tested to the US and Canadian standards.
Oh, very interesting. As far as let's see other products in here.
Yeah, this one has almost everything what we also offer. It's our SCA pop top, additional 2 beds right away. So maybe if you allow, I quickly pop that open.
Yeah.
It's just a quick push, and then it goes all the way up. And here you have a nice mattress, and maybe you want to just show up. I don't know if you can reach in.
A little dark.
But so additional beds in a second.
Now, is there something specific about how this one only has one hole cut out for like the roof frame and structure?
So like every product what we sell, we try to have maximum safety. Our products are always approved from the manufacturer. So also this one has a full Mercedes approval, and also master upfitters can install it. Small cutout to avoid too many cuts through cross members. And the one cross member we are cutting out gets a big stiffening frame in to stiffen the opening out, that nothing can happen, no squeak noises or no noises basically while driving. That's always basically valid for every product we are offering.
Gotcha. So when you put that up there, you'll take away from some of the roof real estate for usage. Are you able with this system to put, is there a weight limit that you can add to it?
No. So in general, Mercedes is allowing 150 kilogram dynamic roof load. This roof is 135 kilogram heavy, so you can put solar panels on. And there's a flat spot where you can put like a little mini Heki roof skylight in, but that's it. So the roof load from Mercedes is basically fulfilled with the pop top, 2 solar panels, 3 solar panels, depending a little bit on the system, and that's it. So 150 kilogram is the maximum roof load. There's not a lot left over after you installed the roof.
Yeah, and that's a big safety thing. So I did a video on that in the past. Is is your van too heavy weight-wise?
Yeah. It affects the systems, the ESP, the side wind assist, and everything.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you look at these engineering specs of the roof load, you'll be surprised at how low it is.
Yeah.
So when you add the AC unit and the solar panels and the walkable deck,
so it adds up very quickly, and you reach very often the limit very, very quickly as well.
True.
This one has also our new furniture kit, which is made for the Adventure Wagon wall panel system. We have a very lightweight system. You see all the little cutouts to save every little bit. Very modular. We have different size kitchen units. We have different lengths beds. We have it with or without shower. So there is a lot of different individual modules you can select and match and mix to get your van customized the way you need it.
Yeah. So for this system, is it only, I'm assuming just Sprinter currently?
At this point, it's just a Sprinter. Obviously, looking into the future, we need to think about the Transit. Also, the new upgraded ProMaster can be very popular in the future in a different customer base because it's not available as a 4-wheel drive. But there's lots of customers who don't need that and enjoy the new shape and facelift of the ProMaster.
And you guys have been seeing the build in the shop, so we use Adventure Wagon for interior kits. And what's nice is to see other vendors that are giving you options.
Yeah, we enjoy Adventure Wagon since years. We also have our Lumicoin lights with them, so it's also a good partnership. But the modularity and the stability, that is what I always enjoyed. We spoke about the safety of the floors. We spoke about the pop tops. In my opinion, with their bracer kit system, they match exactly what we are doing. They try to make it as safe as possible, and that's why we really enjoy working together.
Yeah, same philosophy for sure.
Yeah.
So this, you could modify that, I guess, for a Transit technically.
Everything can be modified. It's just basically a template, and then we can change every furniture to also match the lines of the Transit. So it's not rocket science. It's just something to do. We started with the Sprinter models that we have 144, 170 extended covered. And the next logical step is obviously also looking into other models now.
Perfect. And anything with, so I see the other overhead compartments in the back. Are you doing bed systems as well for Spinners?
This one is a bed system. It is based on 2 side panels covering the wheel wells, and that is part of the bed system. Then there are cross members, and you can get your bed done. We also have a solution for flare space solution, so if you want to sleep across.
Perfect. Anything on the exterior of the van?
Yes, absolutely. Quite a bit, to be honest. Here to start with maybe is our new fender kit. And now we have a little call in the pocket. So we have nice fender extensions if you want to run larger tires and also to get more room. So we are also cutting a little bit from the metal here, and the same for the rear as well. We can walk around, and while we walk around, we can also have a look on our new Expo rear carrier.
Yeah, this is nice too because currently there's only usually one that's integrated on the bottom.
Yes.
And so you're integrating the top.
It's one piece.
And the side.
Exactly. It's one piece, seamless, and very nice finish in my opinion. It really matches the line super nicely. It's very strong, connected also with bolts from the inside.
The color matching, that's pretty.
We try to color match it as much as possible. Obviously, we have lots of customers who enjoy the X-liner. You can also do that to color match the rest of the plastic parts. Yeah. Let's walk around and have a quick stop at the rear carrier system. So there's lots of products in the market and they do their job very well. We decided to have a very high layout. So if you want maximum performance of your rear carrier with the maximum height, this is what we offer. You see there is 3 plates, connecting plates, very strong. You may have heard from some trouble if it gets too heavy on the rear door that the middle one starts to break and bend a little bit. And to avoid that, we decided to really have 3 strong connecting plates per door panel, plus the strong hinge connection, obviously. And that gives you a lot of flexibility for all your accessories. That was the main goal for this new product.
Excellent.
And here maybe you have a nice view on those, the rear and front fender. So also here we are cutting front and back, gives you more room for the larger tire. This one is actually an 18-inch wheel, and you see there's still plenty of space.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect. Yeah, that's basically our exterior line. Because we spoke about the transit, it might make sense that we also have a quick look here. Same floor system, different top flooring, so the customer has always a choice how he wants to finish the top layer. This is our new comfort seat. It's in between the Schillmann seat, which is our highest end premium product, and our standard, basically here the RVM1, which is one of our standard smart seats. So brand new, tested, and here you also have a view on our quick release leg. In the other Sprinter we had a look on the swivel bars.
Perfect, perfect. That's great. Are any of the interior panels, are there?
This is from our installation partner Tourig. So we have 85 installation partners for our flooring solution. One of it is Adventure Wagon, one of it is Tourig, and that's basically prepared by the Tourig team using our smart floor.
So, are you able to purchase this system from Tourig as a partner?
So not from us. So you basically really don't buy from us, you go to one of our installation partners. They discuss with you the layout, they discuss the color scheme, they discuss what else needs to go into the van. We provide the components, and the upfitters are the connecting point to the end consumer, doing the installation, helping with support and service.
So these panels, you can have them upholstered for like a high roof or transit now?
I think they have everything. That's more a question for Paul from Tourig, where he is behind us. He can answer you a little better what color options he has and what models he has. But he is right next to us. But I'm pretty sure that he can manage also custom solutions.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, we'll get them. That'll be the next interview over here.
Thanks for having us here in your video.
Andres, thank you so much.
See you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Hey guys, we're here with Paul from Tourig, and just came from the RRE Global booth, and this is right next door for our next tour. And I came in here and looked at the quality and finishes of the kitchen galley, the overhead cabinet, and it's amazing. So Paul, walk us through this build and the components that you have in here, and a little bit about you guys.
Yeah, so myself and Eric started the company in 2015, so we're in our 8th year. Have a facility in Golden, Colorado, as well as a sister company, TRG, which we have a Mercedes tech on duty. So we've got Mercedes tech on duty. We're a Mercedes master upfitter. So we've been working mainly with Mercedes. We do also work on Fords, and we will do some service work on ProMasters. But yeah, just keep refining over the years, changing what we do, keep improving, using the vans, figuring out what works. This model is Argentine, so it's a nice sleeps to, seats to design. You've got your leatherette upholstery we do in-house. The mattresses are a Roam-Rest mattress, really top quality, comfortable mattress. This van features a 600 amp hour Victron lithium battery system, so we can run our pneumatic 12 volt. Of course, it has shore charging, engine charging, solar on the roof. So a few of the things Tourig's known for is our fastenerless interior, so you won't see screws showing. And then our Airliner series cabinets, which are manufactured by C-Tech Manufacturing out of Wisconsin. So they custom build these for all of us. So this is a patented latching system, and the drawers as well, patented latching system. So your drawers are never going to come over. So we essentially design what we want, and pretty much they can build it for us. So
Perfect. And is there anything in the back of the van, storage-wise?
yeah, it's got a full garage. We can go around back.
What the? I know.
So this is what we would call a garage model. So underneath here, you've got some L-track. If you were going to put your mountain bikes in here, got your overhead clearance. You've got your 600 amp hour lithium battery system. To the driver's side, this has two DC to DC chargers, so you get 60 amp hours of charging driving down the road. Of course, you got your Victron 3000 inverter charger, and then we put heating pads on our batteries, try to four-season our vans as much as possible. And then, of course, we've designed in ventilation so your battery can breathe. We can get natural airflow through the cabinets. We've got our AquaHot system, which is a hydronic heating system. Heats our air and heats our water, as well as our water storage on this side.
Yeah. And guys, it's so hard to show you guys the quality of the powder coating.
Yep.
It's just,
Yep.
I mean, it's like a mirror.
Yep. And thing we like about these is the radius corners. So a lot of people are making aluminum cabinets and they just have hard square edges. So,
but it's not even for like the safety. It's the design.
Yeah.
It's a very
yep.
Old.
Yeah.
I don't say vintage. Is it more like Art Deco?
I mean, we kind of came up with afterwards that, you know, they look like an airplane.
Yeah.
You know, the overhead storage bins are all curved in airplanes. That's the overhead Airliner series.
I mean, this is.
And then we've got our Inhabit in this particular van. We do Inhabit custom mats. So you can cover over your floor. If this is dirty, you can pull the whole mat out, hose it off. And then our Tourig rear screens, so screens for the top, screens for the bottom, screens for the side. We've got Tourig storage bag options. This is on the 2023 all-wheel drive Sprinters.
Perfect. Paul, thanks so much for the tour.
You bet.
Tell us where they can find you.
mytourig.com and as well as tourig.com. So we've got two links to our site, and then that'll lead you there, or it'll send you over to TRG if you're looking for service. You got your own van, you want service, you want a bumper put on, suspension, that would be TRG. That's through the service button.
Yeah. Thanks so much for the tour.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here with Ruben from Lithionics. You guys may know Lithionics through Humble Road if you guys have been going through the YouTubes, but I haven't got a chance to walk through the batteries and show you the different sizes they have, and just really ask Ruben some questions on where you can find them and like next steps and stuff like that. So Ruben, take it away. Tell us about the Lithionics batteries.
All right. First of all, you got my fancy show on the grass. So it's our grass displays. So let me start with the newest development. It is a demo battery, but we're naming this the Boss 302 after the Ford Mustang. Notice it has that Mustang race strap. So it's 302, but the data sheet's showing 305, but they're commonly testing about 310 amp hours. So in a 15 by 8 case. So this is the smallest you're gonna see. It has an internal BMS. So the BMS is rated at 200 amps, which is very robust for a single internal BMS battery. Here you have your connections. So every time that you see the terminals on the battery, it has an internal BMS. The connection here is CAN bus related. So anytime that you're connecting wake speed regulator, Victron components, or any display that has RVC, CAN bus, we will integrate right into it, which means our battery data will show on their panels. And in the terms of the Victron components, it will also control the inverter charger, it will control the solar charge controller. It basically just makes it one big nice network of system. So that's what this is, our CAN bus. This port is what we call amp seal. This gives you your, anything that you want to use it for. Most people use it for extending this button. So our batteries, to make it the longest life, you can actually turn it off when you're in storage. So you turn them off when you're in storage, so therefore there's no calendar aging. But the biggest thing, and what everybody loves here, is a protection when you over discharge your batteries. So at 10%, the battery will turn itself off. You press this button down, you turn it back on, and you have 10% reserve left.
For emergencies.
That's it. So the issue with other companies, imported batteries, is that you have to introduce a higher voltage to it. You jump start it theoretically.
Correct.
But in this situation, you have two backups. Yeah. If you do go through reserve, then normally all you need to do is make sure that there's a charge source connected, turn it back on. You'll see that voltage. So this is a 305 amp hour. This is common in Winnebago applications. So the Revel, the Echo, outside van, we'll put usually 3 of these in the application. So over close to about 1,000 watts with 3 batteries. So as you see, it's only 6.5 inches long. About 21 inches, well, so 21 inches long, 6.5 inches wide. The same features. So everything is exactly the same.
How many amp hours?
320. Wow. And these are all engine cranking. So as a backup, you can engine crank and start your engines if you're low. And now this is the 630. So theoretically, it's pretty much 2 of those batteries in one case. Gretsch RV puts 2 of these in their coaches. So 1,260 amp hours, 2 batteries, everything's integrated. Again, all the same features. So that's our internal BMS pretty much lineup.
I noticed this. So you have an app?
Yes. So this is what people want, and including all my customers want. They want support. So if something's in fault, let's just say hypothetically your inverter loses its settings. When your inverter loses its settings, you might get over voltage. It might charge like 13.8 or something like that.
Right.
The BMS is going to say, hey, I'm over volting. It's going to turn off. You go into Bluetooth app, you hit the fault, it gives you a fault code, you hit it, it tells you it's overvolt. I can troubleshoot in the field.
Great.
Whatever you want. So it's going to tell you your internal temperature. It's going to tell you your BMS temperature. It's going to give you all your fault codes. It gives you even life. It tells you how many amps has it produced since the birth. Man, everything. I'm probably getting in trouble for not saying everything, but the firmware updates come right from us. So when we release something like temperature, high temp, we actually got approval by UL to increase the temperatures at high levels. We sent that update to everyone.
Yeah, and that's another big bonus is this is a UL listed item.
Yeah, UL 1973 is very big right now. A lot of customers, van builders now don't want cash deals. They want basically be able to finance or get loans. RVA has to approve it. Has to be UL battery for them to certify it. So we are the only battery company in the world certified by UL for that UL 1973 certification. Why? Because UL does not give you 1973 if you're in a plastic case. It's not fireproof, it's not crush-proof. We're the only company that has aluminum alloy casing. It's crush-proof, it's fireproof. So that's why we have pretty much a monopoly in that. But yeah, good point. So UL listing is huge for us. Let me move on to our system here. Now you're dealing with your full timers. This is an external BMS. Internal BMSs are rated at 200. This is rated at 400. So 400 amps. It has an internal contactor, military grade, and you can see the terminals are on the side, and it's a plug and play using a big Eurodin connector. The big Eurodin connector plugs right into your battery module. No issues with torque values. So there's your connection. Positive, negative come out into your BMS. The BMS, we make a combiner box up to 6. One BMS can protect 6 battery modules. So now, no torquing, no parallel, no series, nothing like that. It's just all plug and play. So now a customer can literally add to their system in the field with no tools. They just put the battery in, plug it into a combiner box. Now, integration. So here is our integration cable, OptoLoop. This communicates current, voltage, temperature, everything to the BMS. The BMS takes that information, can send it out Bluetooth, or can send it out to the servo. So now here's your servo. Now the same 2 wires, that's all it takes is 2 wires, can go to the servo. Those same 2 wires can go to your wake speed. Now with all our customers that are doing higher voltage, 24, 51, which is everybody views it as 48 volts. We put an extra cell to be cool, 51 volts. So we make a 51 volt system. And if you need a step down for your 12 volt loads, we make our own 12 or 48 to 12 volt step down at 100 amps. So now it's truly efficient. Everything is integrated. Again, this 8.4 kilowatt module, and we make it in 12, 24, 51 volts, external BMSs. Yeah.
For charging, so let's say, you have, assuming you're probably going to be using a dual alternator setup.
40 volts you have to.
When you're
51 volts you have to.
So what amperage are we talking about that it can withstand from that? Like how big of a second alternator charge can you give it?
So if you're speaking in voltage, obviously you have 51 volts.
Oh, yeah, the amperage.
Okay, the amperage. So at 50, either way, that's a 400 amp BMS.
Right.
So let's just say 2,000 watts. Your alternator's charging at 2,000 watts. Let's say that's about 40 amps. You're nowhere close to the limitation of the BMS.
Right.
So you're not going to outwork the BMS at high voltage. You'll never outwork the BMS at high voltage. You can hypothetically outwork the BMS at 12 volts.
Right.
So let's just say you want to invert more than 4,000 watts. Now you're getting on the threshold of what the external BMS can do. So really, when it comes to alternators, whether you're a 12 volt or 280 amp alternator, well, that's 400. You're not going to outwork it. If you have a 51 volt alternator, you're never going to outwork the alternator. The alternator will never outwork our external BMSs.
And so I'm assuming you'd want to go with a 48 volt second alternator for the primary charging, and then you would use this to have it step it down for
your 12 volt loads, which is very minimal. Most people are going to go with, if they're going to go a 48 volt system, they're going to get a 48 volt alternator, 48 volt air conditioner. They're going to get a 48 volt inverter.
Yeah, because you got tiny wires everywhere. Like you would
tiny wires.
You'd buy this, and then you'd
yeah.
You'd have to get bigger.
Get bigger wires. Go,
yeah,
but even in that situation, most of whatever you're running at 12 volts is so little, you're still going to use small cables.
Yeah.
So the benefit of 40 or 51 volt system is smaller cables, faster recharge, more efficiency with the air conditioner. Everything lasts longer. Imagine starting a compressor and that you're at 48 volts. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so everything does last a lot longer. It's been tested. So the market is heading off to 51 volts. That's the market is heading off. You're still going to have many people at a 12 volt system. That's the reason why we still have our internal, and we still make these at 12 volt, but you want an external BMS for full-time RVers. And you have to go with an external BMS for higher voltage.
And Ruben, for if anybody wants to buy this system, say I'm just somebody off the street, I'm not a business or a distributor, is it possible to buy a Lithionics system through you?
Yeah, we work with dealers. There's not many, but we do have dealers. We're primarily a business-to-business company, but we do business to consumer. But we like to work with dealers and we like to work with installers, simply because we have this saying that batteries don't die, they're murdered. And there's rogue installations.
Yes.
There's people that don't fuse it correctly. There's people that don't put battery isolators. It's just this DIY thing, I don't know. So we always provide a wire diagram, and we always work with dealers and installers. But if there is a consumer that really knows what they're doing and they provide us their own diagram, we'll certainly do factory diagram.
Awesome. And so where can they find you?
So they can call the factory. They always get someone on the phone. They never get an automated unless you call outside of business hours. You could work with, you go on our site, there's a where to buy section, and you can actually see the dealers that are there. And I work directly with the consumer as well for any support.
So is it just Lithionics.com?
Lithionicsbattery.com.
Lithionicsbattery.com.
That's it.
Ruben.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the information.
Appreciate it. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Or I can plug it in. About a month.
Okay.
So we've lived in a fifth wheel camper.
It's a pretty cool feature they want to show is like adjustable peg mounts. So like right now you slide them forward and then you can flip them and they're 45 degrees so you can go left to right. So you can also raise it up a whole inch as well. So you have a little bit of adjustability for rider size and leg size. Yeah. And also like style of riding right now kind of in the off-road mode. So it's like a little bit further back, more like perfectly centered. If it was like a little bit further forward, a little bit more comfortable for road riding.
Hey guys, we're with Dylan from Terra electric motorbikes, and we stopped by here, caught my eye, and when I'm going around the events, especially when I'm a vendor, it's so much easier if I had a bike to go ride around. So I get really jealous when I see everybody riding around with bikes. And but this one is not a normal bike.
Nope.
This looks very nice.
Thank
Tell
you.
us about it.
Yeah. So these are handmade in Colorado. They're a low-powered electric motorcycle. Depending on your state, you can class it as a low-speed moped or a scooter, or if you have a stamp on your license, then you can register it as a motorcycle. They go 65 miles an hour. They weigh 160 pounds, and they have 3 different ride modes. So ride mode's eco mode, second mode's kind of city mode, and then ride mode 3 is off-road or highway mode. I designed them to be off-road specifically. So you have long travel front and rear, about 6.5 inches of travel in the rear, hence the longer swing arm. So it comes up to about here. And then on the front is 8 inches. So I ride this predominantly on single track and double track around, oh yeah, all the time. Like this thing is meant to rip. I mean like.
So everywhere where like mountain bikes go,
no, more like OHVs.
Oh, OHVs.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
like, you know, take it to a dirt bike track, go rip like your, you know, fire roads, double tracks, wherever, something like that. But the cool thing is like you have a pretty good range, so you can go from your town to double track to single track and then back home again. And then it takes about 3 hours to recharge.
Gotcha. And did you mention mileage?
I did maybe briefly, but I'll go over it again. In eco mode, you get about 60 miles. In off-road mode, you'll get about 35 to 40, depending on how hard you're hitting like the turns, if you're rooster tailing or if you're like putting down like 3,000, 4,000 vertical foot climbs. You know, that is all big influences, right? So, you know, we like to say where I live is like born in the Rockies and tested in Utah, because right outside my back door, I climb 3,000 vertical feet every day on this bike. And then we go out to Utah, and then we shred slick rock, rough trail, baby heads, all the stuff. But, you know, you can't just spend money on a beautiful build like this and not be able to ride it to the office. So we wanted to make sure they also come street legal. So this comes with DOT approved headlights, indicator lights, and also tail lights. And then the wheels and tires are DOT as well. This one is straight off the factory floor, so we actually haven't mounted the mirrors on it, but it does have a horn as well.
So this comes with nothing but these two.
That's awesome.
And then of course this is really cool. I don't have the keys on me, but this is a burrito holder, aka burrito holder. It's a glove box. So this is all open storage. I like to ride with a rain jacket. My riding gloves are typically in there, or it's like if I have a ball cap and I'm wearing a helmet, my hat goes in there as well.
This is great. Like the color scheme is really good.
The base is just a shell for like,
yeah.
And you get
The blue on the white with the camel seat, yeah, it's pretty awesome. We have a couple different options. So this is the classic retro, and then we have the other options, which is death metal. So it's all black with a black undertone on the body.
Well, Dylan, where can they find you online?
TerraBikes.com, and on Instagram, Terra_bikes.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for showing me the
Thank
bike.
you. I appreciate it.
If you guys are looking to jumpstart your van build, I've created a DIY van build cheat sheet. It's essentially an Excel sheet of all the products that I've bought through Amazon over the past 3 years. They're all curated into an organized sheet that you guys can search through, click on the Amazon links. It really helps out the channel. It's a great way to support us. And this document, it's really gonna help you guys. So if it's your first time building a van and you don't know what products to buy because there's so many products in the market, you don't want to buy products and have to vet them on your own. You can go on this list. This list is stuff that I've vetted. I've used these items anywhere from plumbing parts for the van, fuses, any type of hardware, bolts, nuts, screws, stuff for the 80/20. The most important thing on the list is the tools. The tools on this list are what I use to put Thomas's van together. So these tools are everything from the riv nut attachment for your drill, the Propex expansion tool for everything that we did in the sink area. I'm trying to think of some other tools. All the hole saws that I needed to actually cut out for the battery disconnects. All of those tools, the soldering that I use for the lights above, those tools are on there. So go there. It's going to be a one-stop shop for you. It's going to help you out. It's going to help you save time and money by just buying the one thing you need instead of 20 things you need. So head on over to the link in the bottom in the description below. It's our DIY van build cheat sheet, and I'm really excited for you guys to check it out. So again, link is in the description below if you wanted to download that. It's a completely free download. So just put your name, email address, click download, it'll send it right to your inbox. It's completely free, and I know it's going to help you out. All right, guys, we are signing off from Adventure Van Expo in Evergreen, Colorado. Met a bunch of vendors, excellent conversations, saw some cool products, met some friends as well, and subscribers as well to the channel. I met two that flagged me down, and that was really cool to meet you guys. So thanks for running into me, saying hi. And yeah, we are gonna go ahead and catch our flight out of here. It's been a great expo, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.